guys? Welcome to another edition of Triple Rider. And what is wrong with the ETC gate today? I'm cursed, man. Every time I start the camera, there's a red light or there's something stopping me from moving. I guess somebody didn't have an ETC card, since this is for both with and without. There we go. Alright, so it is Sunday and it's about 9:30 in the morning, and the objective for today is to head down to Shizuoka. I'm gonna call this the Ichiman Yen bowl of ramen, and what that translates to is basically I'm paying 10,000 yen, or about 100 US bucks, to go have a bowl of ramen at my favorite ramen place, which is way down in Shizuoka. As silly as that sounds, that's just the way things are. Now, funny story is that when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, well, I guess late teens, I was taking flying lessons. I was flying Cessna 150, 152s, 172s for the private pilot's license back in the States. And the joke was, back then, we're talking about the 90s, I guess, early to mid 90s, before 9/11 happened and screwed the insurance rates up all over the place. Yeah, so the joke was that basically, you go flying, go rent a plane. Renting a plane back then was pretty cheap, so you could rent for a couple hours, and that includes fuel, and only spend like a couple $100 to go for a few hours of flying. But the joke was basically you go rent a plane and then go have a $100 hamburger. And what that meant was basically go into renting a plane and doing all the necessary paperwork if you needed to file a flight plan, but probably in this case it's just BFR, so it's not necessary most of the time. So get the plane. First, go to the airport, get the plane ready. So you're talking about pre-flight checklists and things like that. Make sure it's fuel, check fluids, things like that. Basically kick the tires. And then get in the plane, fly it to your destination, which wasn't usually that far away. We used to fly anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours away, and we'd land at some small airport that had a cafe on the premises. Now, in these days, there aren't that many airports that have that kind, like I'm talking about small, like countryside airports, not the big international airports, anything like that. I'm talking about the small airports. If you want to land at an international airport on a small plane, you got to pay a pretty decent landing fee and probably a parking fee on top of that. And on top of that, the traffic's so heavy, they're going to get irritated with a small little plane coming in at, what, 70 to 100 knots? Compared to a big jetliner coming in at 300 knots. Anyway, so yeah, you go fly to the airport, and then you land, park, and I don't recall if there were actually, the little small airports, I don't think there were any landing fees. I don't remember there being any parking fees unless you were parking overnight. So yeah, you land, you go to the apron, park your plane, then get out and walk over to the cafe, and it's usually a cafe right on the apron area where the planes are parked, and then they walk in and have a hamburger or whatever they had on the menu at the time. But again, the joke was basically you're paying $100 or so for a hamburger. Well, of course, that cost has gone up significantly over the years, but I don't know, it was a fun little hobby, and that's something else I miss doing. But I was doing something with the Air Force Auxiliary back when I was real much younger, I guess. And that's what, I was interested in flying to begin with, but my grandfather was a pilot in World War II over Europe, and I always got to hear his stories before he passed, and that's what kind of got me into flying. And I flew up until my 20s or so. Then I had to change priorities, and unfortunately I wasn't able to keep it up. Like, if I wanted to keep it, if I wanted to keep flying, I'd have to do more training, and also keep your hours up. Like, you have to have active hours or recent hours to be proficient. So you have to go do a check ride, especially when you're renting planes, the medical check and all that mess. So, and if you really wanted to fly that often, it costs money, and I didn't have that kind of money back then. If you wanted to join, like, I could join the local what's the right term for it? Not airplane club, but flight club, I guess. I don't know. They had, local club had 4 or 5 planes, and you had to buy a membership for about $4,000 or $5,000 back then. And I think the rule was you had to buy your membership from somebody else. I don't think they had any new memberships available. So if someone was leaving a club, then you could buy membership. Well, I never got the opportunity to do that because I didn't have the money. And then when I did have the money, I wasn't there anymore. Anyway, into that story. So we're going to go have a 10,000 yen bowl of ramen, and how we arrive at that number of 10,000 yen is basically we got to pay for the highway, because if I take the local roads to get where I'm going, it's going to take all day. It's like a 6 to 8 hour trip by local roads if you don't want to pay for tolls. It's already about a 2.5 to 3 hour ride on the highway, and that's going to cost, let's see, probably about, I'm going to guess about 6,000 to 7,000 yen for a round trip going down and coming back, plus gas. I already put 1,000 yen in this morning to top off the tank, and I know that I'll need gas once I get down there, so that'll be another 1,500 yen or so. So yeah, and then plus the ramen itself, which is actually not that expensive, probably about 600 yen. Anyway, so I'm not going to keep the camera on for the highway because that's just, I don't know, nothing to see. And I just realized we're still in this tunnel. I mean, it's not that I didn't just realize. I mean, I'm still talking in the tunnel, and there's nothing really much to see. So I'm going to cut the video, and you guys will be jumped immediately ahead to the next segment. Please stay tuned and keep watching. Alright, turn the camera back on because I love this little circle run. This is the circle leading out of the Yamate Tunnel. And then this will be the last segment of road before we get on the actual Tomei. But dude, people in my way, man. Oh, okay, well I can go fast. This is really good at night when nobody's around. Watch there be traffic at the end. Woo! Oh my goodness, there's no traffic. Oh, that was fun. I can do that about 10 more times. And look, we're somewhere in the middle of Tokyo. Not exactly in the middle. We're down towards Shibuya. I would not want to live in these places right next to the elevated highway here. I don't know what the rent is or what the mansions cost to buy that faces highway, man. I know that's probably a nice area, I mean convenient and whatnot, but with noise. Okay. Senjingaya. The last exit, more or less. The next exit is Yoga, and that is the last real exit before you get to the Tomei. Then after that, you gotta go all the way down into Kanagawa to exit. I think is the next one after that. Pretty gloomy day though. It's not supposed to rain, so let's hope that weather keeps its promise. Of course, I have no idea what's going to happen down in Shizuoka. It's supposed to be okay, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe living at the top of that one's probably okay, but living like right there, like look in your window, kind of right there, you know? Yeah, I can't do that. Guys, we have been traveling since 9:30 this morning. It's about 11:45. Made really good time at about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And we are about to exit at our destination. I slowed down a bit so I can talk on the microphone without too much wind noise. Oh, I'm sure it's pretty ridiculous. Meanwhile, everybody's blowing by me like I'm sitting still. Goodness. So we're exiting, we're on the excuse me, we're on the Shin-Tomei highway, and we're exiting at the Hamamatsu Hamakita Higuchi, and we're gonna get off here and then go get some fuel and then head to lunch to the ramen place I was talking about. Now, real quickly, for a bike topic, I'd like to comment that the RS, I do believe it gets some, I wouldn't say significantly like in a large amount, but I was pretty heavy on the throttle coming down here, but I still have quite a bit of fuel left. On the 2015 3 triple I had before, I don't think I can make it this far. I think I'd be on fumes. Maybe I could make it if I was careful with the throttle, but definitely would be on fumes. But this, I still have a good 50 kilometers left in this tank. And now we're exiting ETC. Let's see what our cost is. All right, so 3,220 yen for the trip down. It'll be similar going back, but not quite. But you have to consider we also paid for the Shutoko portion, which is another 1,000 yen, so at least 4,000, probably 4,300 yen by now. So plus fuel, another 1,000 yen we've already spent, so at least 5,300. And we're going to fill up the tank here now, which is probably going to be about 1,500, 1,400. We'll see in a minute. First time the bike has stopped since I left, or since I hit the highway from home. Oh, got lucky at the light. Around we go. Get some go-go juice. Well, let's update that calculation a little bit. The gas was actually 1,961 yen because it was 151 a liter, and she took just, I mean, literally 12.99 liters, so just shy of 13. But pretty pleased with the fuel performance because I'm pretty sure that the bike wouldn't have made it if I had been that hard on the throttle like I was. If I had cared about the throttle a little more on the way down, I probably could have conserved a bit more gas, but that's okay. Alright, got fuel, and then we're gonna head back the other way to where the ramen place actually is. But I'm not going to I think I've recorded a lot already on this video, so I'm not going to record too much on the way up there. I plan on being out here all day today and probably into the evening hour, and probably have dinner here too before heading back to Tokyo. Tomorrow's Monday, got to work, and I actually have a 10 a.m. meeting I need to be at, so I guess I need to be a little bit reasonable with time as far as going back to Tokyo tonight, because I know I'll be drained after the day's trip. Oh wow. I'm pretty sure there's no way you guys can see that, but there's a glider out there. Just over that, like straight that way, there's a glider flying around in the wind. Looks like a big bird from here, but it's actually a glider. Anyway, yes, I'm gonna cut out the boring stuff on the way up to the ramen place, and I'll turn the camera on just before we get there, and then we'll go on from there. Alright guys, we're just about here. Just a quick view of the town as we go through the little corridor here. I love this area. And there goes Senna again. Cancel, Senna. They wasn't talking to you. Yeah, if I decide to stay in Tokyo, I'm not staying in Tokyo, but stay in Japan for the retirement years, I think this is where I want to be, or at least something like this. Or I mean, I really like this specific area. The only problem is it's just too far from the damn airport. But no, I love it. Are we here? We're here. And they are open. That's good news. Alright, let's see about parking. Yeah, pretty busy. So I'll park in the same spot over here where I did before. Okay. Wow. A little sore. But that was a long straight ride without a stop, so kind of expect that. Alright, put that away. Cancel the music. Send it off. Sunglasses. Alright guys, I'm going to switch to the other camera. And we'll see you inside in just a minute here. Try to record inside if I can, or at least get some pictures, so we'll see what happens. But we're gonna drop this video and see you on the on the other side, that is. Alright, so there's the bike parked. Didn't get too dirty. Made it all in peace. Now let's go and get some food. Alright, so I ordered my usual dish. This one is my usual dip. Let's see. This wonton menu, which is basically soy ramen with wonton. And then the regular dummy is 700 yen, and then the mori, which I get, is 800 yen. So still worth it. They have other dishes too, but I generally I usually just get the wonton in, or wonton really usually go over it. Fairly simple place, but good. Now we wait for our food. Alright guys, here it is. This is the wonton roti shoyu ramen basically. So I think what I like about this place is like the meat. A lot of the Tokyo ramen has like that really fatty pork. The pork here is much more lean, and it's got a deeper taste to it. So then the wonton is this noodle liquid here. And of course there's sort of bamboo, onion, and of course the ramen at the bottom there. So this is also a different kind of noodle that I can't find in Tokyo anywhere. You know, I've tried everywhere to find this kind of type of ramen that just doesn't exist. So I have to come all the way to Shizuoka for this, and I don't complain because it's just the happens. So now I'm going to enjoy this ramen. See you next time. Alright, so the ramen is done, and I feel pretty good, feel a little full. I feel a little sleepy later. Tried to record a little more before I came out, but I kept getting messages on my phone that I had to take care of, so sorry about that. But this is Saito Ramen out here in Shizuoka. And people think I'm nuts for coming this far for ramen, but I don't come here just for ramen. I come here because I like the countryside. So I'm going to get things packed back up, and then we're gonna make one more stop at a place called Ippuku Dokoro, which is a roadside station. And I'll catch up with you. I will catch up with you there in just a few minutes. Well, you instantly, me a few minutes. Alright guys, we are arriving at Ippuku Dokoro, and it has gotten chilly. That sign says 23, but the wind chill is a bit more than that. This is a pretty popular stop for bikes. Is he going? He's going, okay. Alright. Have a short another break here, and then we'll get riding again shortly. Let's go take a look. So all the stuff here is all locally made. It's got the name of the person who grew it, and they all bring the stuff in locally when it's ready to sell. So lettuce and all kinds of other vegetables. And tamanegi, onion, it's garlic. And they have yakimo still, this hot sweet potato. And some homemade stuff too, like crafts like this. There's some hashi. I don't know, what is that, a back scratcher? And some sandals, I guess. I assume there's a Japanese name for this, but I don't think it is. Doing local papers and info. got some gyoza now. That's new. I don't know if that's locally made or not. They got some oven mints too. Oh no, that's not oven mints. It's like a drink holder. And slippers. A little bit of everything. Ice cream too. Oh, I love this place. I love this kind of stuff where it's not everybody knows everybody. And pretty much everything they make is pretty good. Oh, they get some hockey too. And that's Shutoko Koroke, which is basically mushroom. Looks like that. Fish. Stop by the bathroom and then hit the road. Alright guys, we're getting out of here. Finished up a little break at Ippuko Dokoro. And we'll close out this video in just a second. I have people standing behind me, I believe. Yep. Oh, come on, don't sit there and talk. Please move. And the guy's going that way. Alright, well guys, I hope you enjoyed this tour of the 10,000 yen ramen with little extras on the side. We're going to close out this video and go enjoy the day and do some riding. Might record a little more today, we'll see how the day goes. Put a new fresh battery in. Got 2 more spare ones, so yeah, it's likely. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you on the next one. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more. And if you're a veteran, thanks for tuning back in. Please like and comment as your fingers allow. See you on the next one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.